Hello there guys, and welcome back to another live stream. My name's Mike, aka Decimal Punked, and we're back in the Unreal Engine 5.5.4. This is my group project for university. It's almost wrapped up. Programmers are hard at work sorting out the remaining logic. I have a number of tasks to do. So if I just read them off the top of my head. So for the Photoshop tasks, I need to create a reticle. At the moment we've got a placeholder. If I just show you, we've got this placeholder which isn't very visible. And something I need to remember as well is that this level is going to be monochrome, so black and white. So I need to create a reticle that is probably red. So it needs to be nice and visible. We're going to be importing the projectile as well. It looks so good. Okay, I'm just going to add another job list. Okay, so what task am I going to do first? I have got so many little jobs. I don't want to jump straight into Photoshop because I did quite a lot of work in that yesterday, I feel. Sort the logic for the bunker explosion. That is something I can do. Right, so at the moment the player starts there. No. Oh, the player's at the very beginning of the level. Okay, cool. Love it. Love it. It looks so good. That looks really nice. Oh! I didn't expect the enemy to be there. There's meant to be an enemy here as well. Okay, so that enemy in the bunker. I'm just going to make a list of that bug fix. Okay, right, so the first job I'm going to do is sort the logic for the bunker explosion. So the player goes through here, and then there's a explosion there. This should only happen once the player has been to the medic. So what do I need to do? We also need to place an enemy there, because that's... Where's that one? Oh, that's the boss. Okay. Why is... Interesting. That's why there's no nav mesh. Okay. Why the fuck am I... Oh! Why are you not moving, bro? Alright, another bug fix jotted down. Right, so interestingly, this unit is not using the nav mesh. Why is that not working? Right, so we need to swap that out with an enemy. God, I've got so many little jobs. Okay, so we've got the rifleman there. Okay. Right, let's sort out this. Right. Fucking bloody find it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go into the blueprint. So why is can boom? Fuck's sake. Right, what I'm going to do. Destructible bunker. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a trigger. I'm going to create a blueprint called where is that located? Where is that? Okay. Welcome to the stream. Sorry guys, just give me one sec. I need to scroll through. Okay. I just need to find where this is sat. BP destructible bunker. I want to make sure it's all together. Why is it called Mouser? It's a Webley revolver. Fuck's sake. Where is... Don't tell me it's been put in here. Right, you know what? I'm not going to move it. I'm going to leave it where it is. It shouldn't be in there though. It should be... Blockade. Bunker walls. Cell door. I'm just going to put it in because it is a blueprint. So we're going to call this BP bunker trigger. Okay. And all this is going to do is the purpose of this one. Put that on that character. There we go. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do is the bunker trigger I've just made, we're going to add a collision box, and then the point of that collision box is basically going to set the boolean in this destructible blueprint on. So we're going to add box collision. If I just bring that here, there we go. So basically, when the player passes through that character, he's going to enable the detonation to happen. Okay. So we're going to move this up there. So that's in position. And then on that box, on the collision, we need to overlap all. Perfect. So we need to click the box and then scroll down here. Component begin overlap. Okay, so when we overlap with the box, we basically want to get that. Other actor. No. Yeah, other actor. So when the player character overlaps with the box, we then want to do this. So I'm just going to pop in. Okay. And this is going to be blockade. Oh no, sorry. No, that's wrong. I want to get the destructible bunker, which should just be that. There's only one. There should only be one. For fuck's sake. Yeah. Okay. So, when the player overlaps with the bunker trigger, we want to communicate to the destructible bunker where we're setting can detonate. Okay? So we're then going to get actor of class, and we're going to get the destructible bunker, and we're going to set can detonate to true. So the trigger does that, and then after we've set that, we want to destroy the bunker trigger because we don't need it. Okay. So we overlap with that box, we set the boolean in the destructible bunker, and then we get rid of the bunker trigger. That should handle that. So then within the destructible bunker, we're going to have an if, and the condition is can we detonate. If we can detonate, then we do that, but we need to do something else. Alright, let's test it. What the fuck? Why was he not dying? Give me 1 sec, guys. One new message. Alright, so at the moment, nothing's happening there. Right, so we've triggered the box. Handy little health pickup. So now, when I go up here, right, get rid of that. So the collision is there. What we also want to do is play the bunker trigger works, so I can close that. The blockade works, but we want to play a sound. I'm going to set the multiplier volume to 3. Actually, I'm going to do 5. I want to see how that sounds. Oh! Right, so we've done that. Oh my god! Right, so what is going on here? Well, that's not my blueprint. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the viewport in here. We're going to bring this out, and then we're going to put the collision box just where we want it. Okay. Probably 200's good. Okay. Let's simulate. You're dead, bro. How was... Right, there's some kind of bug fix. Shit. Really, bro? Right, do that. Fuck, I'm getting shredded. Oh no! Okay. Right, the whole purpose of this was basically just to test that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the player start. Copy that. If I just move that so it's down here. Oh yeah. I'm dead. Right, let's just test this again. I think that works quite nice. It's at the right point. The sound is a nice loud level. So I'm going to get rid of that shit. And shimmy shanga it along, as I like to say. Shimmy shanga. Right. Right, so what was that job? Sort logic for bunker explosion, done. Sort logic for bunker explosion. Sort logic for bunker explosion, done that. Okay. Right, I need a sip of my coffee, guys. Right, that's one job done. Now, what I need to do is go into the player character. We don't need that one. BP jungle. Soldier. I just want to check he does have the variables. Widget blueprint crosshair. Where is that then? Where is that hiding? Why is that? Oh, it's right part of the HUD. Okay. Alright, we'll keep that one open. What are you doing, Mike? What are you doing, mate? Right, the tongue's twisted. Destructible bunker, done. Why is that saying bad size, mate? Why are you saying bad size? You're not a bad size. I'm going to add checkpoints to the level, guys. That's an easy job. So we need to fucking... Why? I'm holding the middle mouse. Why did it just disengage? Oh, that's what I was doing. Sorry, I was in here to check. Bandages quantity is 2. I'm just going to call it bandages. Doesn't need to be quantity. And we're going to set that to 2. So basically that is how many items the player has to heal. Where is the integer for the bullets? Oh my god. Where is it? Where? gun system. Right. Why is that not on the player character? Why is that not on the player character? That's going to be a right fucker, because I need to be grabbing all of these. Oh my god. That should be on the player character as a variable. It shouldn't be on the gun. Oh. Let's have a look. What's it called? Ranged weapon BP. Right, it's not even there. Player, soldier. It's not there. Weapon. Where the fuck? Where is that? Where is that in the folder? Mate. Where? What? Blueprints. Weapons. You got the Mauser, but why? Oh, I bet they've changed it. I bet they've changed it. Ranged weapon BP. Right. Oh, if that had been named the same thing, I would have been able to figure out it was that. Right, okay. So the Mauser. What? I don't understand this. Where's bullets left? What the fuck? What is going on there? I need to message the group. Oh man, I can't do any work in this one. I can't do any work to that because the programmer's working on that, so... Alright, I can't... Okay. Right, sorry. Right, the programmer's doing that. Right. I can't do any work in the player because that's been worked on by another team member, so... that's a little bit annoying. It's not annoying, it just means I'll do some other stuff. So we need to cast to... I'll tell you what we could do. We could quickly... Bear with me, guys. Let's make the cursor reticle. Let's just get that done. Bear with. Okay. Right, reticles. Oh, it's actually called a crosshair, isn't it? Okay. So we've got transparent background. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to temporarily do that as black so we can clearly see what I'm going to do. At the moment, this is a placeholder. And that 1,000 by 1,000, Jesus Christ. Right. So we're going to do a circle. With no fill, and we're just going to give it, what is that? It's the same red. We're just going to give it bright red. Okay, so if I set it to, go 90-90 and set that to maybe 5, 4. Oh, fudge cake. So equal pixels, top and bottom, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And 3 either side, okay. So what we need to do, if I do that. know if that's center. Why are you not lining up? Why are you not snapping? Why are you being a fucker? Right, it looks like that's equal. A quick way to check. 6 pixels that side. No. Let's go 86 then. Maybe that's why it wasn't snapping dead center, because it just was not an equal amount either side. Right, let's just check. We need to make sure it's equal both sides. So 5 pixels, 5 pixels, 5? Yep. 5. Okay, so we have the outer reticle. So now what I should be able to do is, if I was to create a smaller one, I gotta see how 30 looks. I don't think that's too bad. And then we just need a little dot in the middle. So we turn off the stroke and we turn on the fill. And if we just say 5 and 5. Oh, we're gonna have the same bloody issue, aren't we? Let's go 6 and 6 then. There we go. Yeah. Right. Okay. I've learned something new there. It would appear then that if the image that you've got doesn't fit perfectly, you know, equal both sides, then that's why it won't do the snapping dead center. So I think I've learned something new there. So that is now dead center. Check me out. The beatbox. Yeah. So all we need to do is put in the lines, and hey presto. No stroke, so how does 1 pixel look? I'll tell you what, we're going to go 2. Yeah, let's go 2. Weight 2, maybe? to be fair, we could probably stretch that to the top. Hold on, what's going on? Why is it affecting... No. No, why are you Silly bugger. What is going on there? No, what is going on there? Why has it done that? Oh, you know what? I'm going to just do this as a bloody rectangle. Why was the line... It was becoming part of the ellipse. What is going on here? That was a real pain in the ass. Right, so that is currently sat there. So now if I just do that, make it go up there. And then actually that needs to come down as well, so probably that there, I'd say. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna duplicate, and then we're gonna rotate it, and this is basically gonna go dead center there, and it just touches the edge. Perfect. And then that distance should be the same, so that's 5 pixels. 5 pixels, perfect. So now we just get the other ones. So what we can do is just duplicate that, and then we just bring it down. And then we do the same for that one. And then bring that across. Okay. Oh, that looks nice. And then we're going to add just the couple of dashed lines that you tend to get. Let's see how 10 looks. So is that 4 pixels? There we go. Let's check that. So 5, 5, 8, 5, 8, 7, 5, 8, 7. Nice. Now, what I should be able to do, this should be easy enough to do. If I select that, 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 duplicate, and then just rotate it. So it's 5, 8, 7, I think. 5, 8, 7, 5, 8, 7. There we go. How's that for a crosshair compared to that? I don't like that. I think that looks a bit shite with the grey. I think that looks nice. Right, so what I'm going to do, just bear with me guys. Right, I'm going to get rid of the layer. I'm just wondering actually if I should give it... I don't think it needs a drop shadow. No, I don't think it will need a drop shadow. Right, so we're going to export as a ping. I'm going to call it crosshair. Why is that not, that's not dead center? That looks nice. Obviously this level's going to be in black and white guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the, yeah, we'll leave the size as that. Where are the lines gone? You can see the lines are there. really annoying because you can see it's 50-50 the right size. The problem for me is that when we have it at 50-50, does that feel too big? You have to remember this level is going to be monochrome. It's a black and white level. When the other programmers put in that effect, we'll see it. I don't feel like that's too big. The other one felt too small. So that's nice and clear. That's so cool. Okay, I think I'm happy with the crosshair being that size. It's nice and clear. If it's any smaller, you don't get the nice markings, the etchings out in the inner circles. I feel that's a nice size for accessibility as well. If that was... Yeah, I like that size. I'm going to leave it at that size. Okay, what other jobs have I got, guys? Okay, what I'm thinking, I might just do a quick push, actually. Right, give me 1 sec, guys. I just need to push this to... Why am I spelling soldier solider? Jesus. So I'm just doing a push to source tree, guys, so I just need to do this. Give me 1 second. So amended logic for the destructible bunker. Created another blueprint to handle the bunker sequence. Added a soldier into the lower part of the bunker. Created crosshair. Alright, so that's 2 little jobs done. I'm sure there was something else I did. Right, so I'm gonna bear with me. Fetch and pull. Okay, so we can close. I'll leave Photoshop open. Right, that didn't take long to do the reticle. Okie dokie, let's go back. Right. I'm just looking at my job list. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to go into the war zone. Where's the player start? Right, so we need to add a blocking volume, because at the moment the player can basically jump up there and we don't want them to be able to jump up there. So we're going to put in a blocking volume to the bunker at the start and end of that one, and then we'll do the same. Visibility handler. Okay, that's tidied up the project. Right, I'm going to put some lights in. Add... Where is it? Add lights, more lights in the scene. Quick and easy job. So we're going to turn off that just for the time being. Hold on, why is there one there? Cheeky bugger. I think one light is more than enough. If I add any more, it's going to make it a bit too bright. Adds a bit of atmosphere, I think. You know what? I'm going to keep consistency with the other ladder. Hmm. Um. There we go, that'll just help the player with seeing the ladder. Oh. Is that his shadow? Whose shadow is that? Whose fucking shadow is that? Whose shadow is that? Is it this dude? Where the fuck is that shadow coming from? How peculiar. That is definitely a solder's shadow, and you can see the lamp. It must be from the scene lighting where it's just... It must be that. But if we set... If this isn't two-sided, that would explain why the light's coming through. So... let me just... Interior floor. This should resolve the issue. Because you can see here we've got no back to it. So we've only got that. So two-sided material should fix that. Oh god, environment, bunker, what is that? Interior floor. Interior wall. Interior floor. Oh, lovely. Fixed. There we go. I think. Yeah, look, you can see the shadow. I have no idea. I have no idea where that's coming from. But all of that section is now two-sided. That's good. Why is that? Hold on, why is there... That's interesting. So that light is going all the way up there. Interesting. 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 We don't want that being able to pass through objects. Okay, so it might be this one where we've got this fall off. So You see what's happening there, guys, where I've got the light. Even though the light is there, it's basically shining through and creating this little spotlight underneath. We do not want that. So you can see on here we've got the length. So if I was to bring that down, you can see the light isn't going through. I wonder if it's source length. There we go. So if we had the source length, so if I just show you that, you see on the floor, if we bring the source length down to say 720, that resolves the issue of the light showing through the floor. So if I put that back up, it goes through. But if we have it at, so what was it, 720, that resolves the issue. Yeah, it still creates a nice illumination there. So we've sorted that out. So I would say, let's just have a look there. I just need a sip of my coffee, guys. Working in the darkness here. Okay, I would say I'm happy with the lighting on that one. It's got lights where they need lights. I don't want to put another one on that ladder because I feel it's going to brighten up the scene too much. I quite like that we have a light so the player can see where the ladder is, and then, you know, as they're going up, it kind of contributes to the mood. Like, you only need to see a light where the player needs to mount the ladder. You don't really need a light for the rest of it, because once the player's on there, they're on. Like, if you overlight the scene, it's just going to affect the feeling of it. But I think I'm happy with the lights for that first bunker. So let's go to the second, and we basically just need to make sure the lights are correct here. So I'm happy with those lights for that section and there. Those ones I'm happy with. Okay, so we basically just need to do something in here, guys. That's 45 degree. Minus 45. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to check the other bunker. Just to make sure those lights, yes they are. So basically the flat end is against the ceiling, the whole end is there. So I am just going to do that. That feels nice. So the player comes down there, that's illuminated, they go down the slope, illuminated. You only need 2 lights. You only really need 2 lights for that. So 1 there, 1 there, and then 1 there. Okay, I would say I'm happy with those lights. So place more lights in the scene. Done. Right, let's do the blocking volume. Why am I tired? I've had a good night's sleep. Stop the beatboxing. Stop it. Blocking volume. Right, let's turn back on that one. Check the group, see if there's been any messages. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do, this section here, at the moment the player can mount the bunker and we don't want that happening. So our job is to basically sort that out. Right, I'm just going to post these bug fixes. Oh my god, so much to do. Right, I've announced the bug fixes to the group. That clears my list. Right. Let's get back to it. So we're going to put in a thing to stop the player being able to mantle up there. Okay. And this will go under collision handling. Alright, so we're going to put a block in volume. Where's that gone? Why the fudge did it just go there? Where's my blocking volume gone now? Right. Right. I have a feeling that putting it there, the player still might be able to mantle. I'm going to test it. Die, bitch! Ah, it stopped it. Lovely. Out of curiosity, if I move it back one. Die, bitch! As expected, there we go. So that's my cube. Huh! Gonna get you, puppet master. Okay. Right, so if I put that back, those errors are pissing me off. Right, so putting it there is all that is needed, quite literally. And you can see there, I'm literally... I can't mantle that. Oh! Oh, that's not good. The player! What are you doing, you cheeky bastard? You're not meant to be on top of the light. Alright, so I need to make the static mesh pass through. Sorry, there's loads going on here. Right. So that blocking volume is stopping us from getting on top of the bunker. That's a good fix. Right. So then what we need to do is have the same over here. Because at the moment the player can jump straight through and go through there, and essentially we don't want the player being able to pass through there until the wall is destroyed. So at the moment there is a block up here. So we almost... Right, okay. Let's do 2 on the X. And then we'll bring that back. How's the other one? That's perfectly in line with the lip. There we go. Alright, so that covers that whole section. So... What was the other job I literally just thought of? I've got too much going through my head, guys. Trying to keep track of all these tiny little jobs. Right, so I can't jump out of there. That's good, but we need to... Right, what we need to do is... Oh, it was to do with the blueprint. Right, so we need to have... We need to have a block in there that stops the player from being able to just run out, because they shouldn't be able to pass through that until... So I'm thinking, I know what to do. Right, okay, blocking volume. Let's just get the other blocking volume in. So that one handles that. Right, let me just add this to the list. Add block to destructible wall. Oh, I need to turn off the collision. That was it. Turn off collision on lights. Right, so we're going to move this over there. Okay, so that stops the player mantling the top of the bunker. He won't ever be able to get out this side because the second bunker goes subterranean all the way into that tree. Okay, so we have one blocking volume there, one blocking volume there, and then one over there. So blocking volumes to above bunker. Blocking volumes to above bunker. Blocking volumes to above bunker. Right, so we need to turn off collision on the lights. Let's do that. So items, lighting, ceiling light. So if we just say on the collision, we don't want to block, we want to overlap all. We'll just do overlap all dynamic. Just test that. There we go. So now we don't stand on the light. Okay, so turn off collision on lights. Turn off collision on lights, done. Add the checkpoints. Right, where are we going to put the checkpoints? I don't feel we need one there. Let me turn off that. It would feel too soon to have a checkpoint that early on. So I'm thinking I might put one here. I think that's a nice little spot. I think it's luscious, babe. Luscious. So, no. Where is it going to be? Where the hell is it? Where is it? I really wish things were like just nicely placed around, because I'm wasting time here digging around trying to find respawn. Why is that in its own folder? That should literally be... I'm going to put that in the bloody blueprints, because... You know, like there's no need to have all these extra folders. One reference, medieval. You're taking the piss. Oh, fuck's sake. Does that mean now I'm going to have an issue with the medieval level? Oh my god. Why can the player not use their ability? I just used the slam. Why is the slam not working? Fuck's sake. Excellent. Right, the crystal's there. Right, that's all I wanted to check. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the checkpoints and do a quick push after I've done a couple of things. So let me just go back here, guys. close all this shit. So above ground goes off. Blocking volumes can go to wait, where was the collision? Collision handling, okay. There we go. Right. Right, let's put in the checkpoints. So right, we're going to put the checkpoint in there. Let's do 0. Just check that. Oh, you joking, bro? For fuck's sake! Player can shoot when dead. Right, so I think that looks pretty cool. Huh. Okay. That works really nice. Okay. Uh... Um... If I did 250 and set that to 5,000, how does that look? I think that looks nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. Right. So that is checkpoint. I'm gonna call it checkpoint. Right, so we've got one checkpoint there. So when the player's inside the bunker, I'm going to add a checkpoint here. Okay, so we've got a checkpoint. So we've got a checkpoint in the first bunker. When I pass the mortars, another checkpoint. 2 enemies. Flamer. So bunker, they cross the mortars, another checkpoint. When they get past there, because there's only 3 enemies there, 2 there, 1 there. So if I put 1 on this spot here, that would be quite nice. So um, 3 enemies, flamer, and those. You know what? I'm going to put 1 outside there. So when the player jumps out, they'll have a checkpoint. And then so save, enemy, mortar. I feel like we could do with another enemy. That feels too easy. So medic. And then we'll put a checkpoint there. So the player goes across, kills some enemies, avoids the mortar, checkpoint before the boss. I would say I'm happy with those checkpoints. They feel fair and nicely distributed. Add checkpoints done. Added checkpoints to World War One. So what we need to do now is what we need to do is we need to go to the destructible wall, because at the moment the player can pass through it. So if I just show you guys, we've got the blocking volume above it, but the player can go through it. So what we want to do is we want to go into the event folder. The blockade works correctly. When the trigger down the first bunker is triggered, we block them from going left. We have the bunker trigger, so it's basically this destructible bunker. So if we just have a look here, so you can see we destroy the actor. So what I'm thinking would be sensible is to add a collider that blocks, because this destructible bunker gets destroyed as part of the process. So if I were to put in a block just here, that should handle that correctly. So let's just do that. Let us so we're going to add a collision box, and we're going to call this blocking volume, and the collision on it is going to be block all. Okay, and then all we need to do is shimmy shanger it along. 32. And then if we make the scale of it 4, Probably go ones 4.5. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, Jesus, sorry guys. Why has this got a health component on it? What the fuck? Why is a health... Why is the whole wall got a health component? What the fuck? Okay, anyway, less said. Blocking volume is on there. It spans the interior wall. So if the player's inside, they should not be able to pass through that. And if we just check the collision settings, we're blocking all dynamic. Okay? And then obviously as part of the logic for this blueprint, that wall will get destroyed as part of the process. So let's just test. We can not pass through it. Perfect. There we go. So you see we can't pass through it at the moment, guys. What the fuck? Well, that's not meant to happen. That's because the top ceiling... Oh, you bastard. Right, I'm going to have to make that bigger then. Jesus. Let's go 5 then. No, let's go 10 just to be safe. I don't want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, guys. Chocolate biscuit. 320. Right. Better not be able to climb that, mate. Right, so we can't get out of there. Alright, let's go kill some bad guys. Die, bitch! Let's go! I'm getting my ass handed to me, guys. I think I killed them all. Oh no! Yes! It worked! Excellent. Now what is happening there? That's off. Fuck's sake. I need to find out where that's been. Right, you can see there's a gap there, so this piece... we can't pass through it, which is good. We don't want the player being able to get up there. Right, so what we need to do is figure out if I just go into here. Oh, that's annoying. Right, so basically the mesh that's replacing it, when it's done, it's off by 1, maybe 2 units. So that just needs to be shimmy shangered back and that will fix that bug. But I have got it sorted, so we now block the player, so I can't get out. Add blocked destructible wall. Right, we need to figure out where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I bet it's going to be a piece on here that's turned invisible. I think it's called loop wall. No. I think it's happening from in here. Destroyed bunker. Oh, you little shitbag. Okay, so if the player tries to use E whilst they're reloading, it fucks up the thing there. Off by like a centimetre. What the fuck, dude? Why is that off by like a fraction? Do minus 176. Might need to quickly speed through this a couple of times. Trigger the event. Ah, almost, I think. Ugh! What the fuck? How did I just get spawned on top of there? What the fuck? How did that fucking happen? Ah. I don't know if anyone's dropping messages in chat. I'm not looking at Twitch at the minute, guys. So if player aims, jumps, and let's go. I've fixed it. There we go. Fix the gap. Mind the gap. Lovely. Alright, so we have fixed that. Close that. I don't know why that's saying that should be minus 200. Sorry, I need to test that again, guys. Huh. Bro. Bro, I'm climbing the ladder. Give me a break. Little shit. Let's go. Yeah, that's working nicely now. Lovely. Okay, so we've done a few more jobs there. So what have we done? We've added blocking colliders. Thanks for the spam view, patron. So we've added blocking colliders above the above the bunker so they can't climb. Added final lights to the bunkers. Amended it so there was a graphical glitch. We've set the lights so they can't overlap. We've added checkpoints. We've added blocking collider to destructible wall, and we fixed the gap. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to import the bullet asset that we've got. So I can close these two. So assets, World War I, projectile. Why the fuck is it pink? Fuck it, Maya. I tell you what. What the fuck is that? Like, seriously. What a joke. Fucking Maya. Sorry, guys. Maya frustrates me. Just, there's no fucking need for it. I feel like that material though should be shiny. It should definitely be metallic. Should that bit. So now if I go on the bullet, hopefully it's got some shine to it. There we go. Okay, so the bullet is in. So what we want to do is go to the Mauser. Interesting. Is it the player blueprint that's going to be spawning? Let's check. Oh my god. Gun system. Is ready to shoot. Press trigger. Right, so ranged weapon BP. Which is that one. I am confused. Press trigger. BP gun system. Where is that? Oh my god. Reload. Fire projectile. Spawn the actor. And what's the actor then? Class. BP projectile. BP projectile. Okay. So basically that cone where, what is that, 000. So if I drop in the bullet, projectile, if I just drop that on there, it needs to be rotated 90? Yeah. Minus 90. Is that set to overlap? Block. So it ignores the pawn. No collision. Interesting. Why is it set to ignore the pawn? The box is the overlap, right, okay. Alright, so if I turn visibility of that off, and we'll see how it looks with the bullet. Bro, give me a break. It's really pissing me off, that. Right, I might make it a tiny bit bigger. No collision. I mean, if it's got no collision... Gonna get rid of that cone. That looks much better now, having the bullet in. Okay, cool. Right. Oh, you bellend. The scale on it wasn't locked. I was shooting a chunky bullet. Right, it's a bit too large, so I'm going to go 1.5. That feels good. That feels really good. I like that. Okay. So we can close the projectile, close the gun system, close the mouser, and close that. Import bullet. Right. Imported bullet model. Updated. Updated BP bullet. BP projectile. What the fuck? Why is there two blueprints for that? Enemy projectile. Well, that should be the bloody same as the player. Let's fix that. Right, so I need to scale up the bullet. Alright, let me have a look at my job list. Go through enemy and play reconnect sound, blend in levels, sort lighting, drift spawner, all asset, add all assets. So import the bullet, update the BP. I've imported the bullet. Okay. Right, I'm just going to do a push, guys. Got to do a push to source tree, so just bear with me. So, file status, stage all. Revolver bullet, blend, respawn point. Warzone. What else did I do? There was something else. Right, bear with me, guys. I'm not in the project at the minute. I'm thinking what I might do, actually, guys. I might take a break to eat because there's still lots of little jobs to do. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take a break, stop for food. And then be back in an hour to do some more work. It gives everyone else just a chance to merge up on source tree, because there's been a number of bug fixes the programmers have sorted. So I'll stop there. I'll be back in about an hour and a half. If you enjoyed the stream, guys, feel free to give us a follow on Twitch to stay up to date. And if you want to see previous streams, go check out my YouTube below. I've got playlists for Unreal, Unity and Blender. And if you want to play any games I've made, go check out my itch page below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next stream in about an hour and a half's time.